shaking by itself.
Look at him. What is that?
How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. Today we're looking at some freaky clips that you need to see to believe. So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more creepy content. Just like this. Our first clip of the day was sent to us by Alva Gonzalez. It's some security footage captured at his work. Take a look.
Everything was going smooth and I felt something brush my leg. I don't know what it was. So when I felt it right there, I looked down, I put my hand around like, what the hell was that? I moved the pillow and I thought I saw something. And then I'm like, what the hell was that?
Gonzalez said he was busy at work when he thought he felt something brush up against his leg under the tattoo bench.
I don't know what it was. So when I felt it right there, I looked down, I put my hand around.
You can see him looking around to see if there's anything there.
And I thought I saw something. And then I'm like, what the hell was that? And I looked around like, did anybody else see that? Then I looked in there, I reached in there, and I saw an actual hand.
However, if you slow it down, you can actually see what appears to be a hand. You can see Gonzalez look through the hole, but there's nothing there. If this footage is genuine, then it's truly a strange one. According to the title of the clip, Gonzalez thinks something paranormal might be afoot here, but just what exactly is going on remains a complete mystery.
And then I'm like, what the hell was that?
Gonzalez later messaged us saying that he contacted the man he had just tattooed prior to this sighting. He explained what had happened and the man said in private that he had just participated in an 8-day ritual appeasing La Santa Muerte. In Spanish folklore and Mexican neo-paganism, Santa Muerte is seen as the saint of holy death. She's associated with death, healing and protection, and her cult has been growing in popularity since the early 21st century. La Santa Muerte is usually depicted as a female skeleton dressed in a long robe holding a globe or scythe. She's often associated with colours such as white, red or black. Devotees of La Santa Muerte believe she can intercede on their behalf with God and other saints, and that she's especially powerful in matters relating to death. So could the 8-day ritual praying to the Saint of Death have something to do with his eerie hand and its sudden disappearance? Whatever the case may be, Gonzalez was so irked by the whole situation he told the customer to never return to his tattoo parlor ever again.
I moved the pillow and I thought I saw something. And then I'm like, what the hell was that?
This next one comes from one of our viewers, Jak Bell. Bell wrote to us saying that he and a friend had recently captured some photos at an old pool hall in Stockport, Manchester, UK. The pair was standing at the front door at noon waiting patiently for the hall to open up. Eventually, the manager unlocked the door and Bell and his friend went to the back of the building where there's a quiet section filled with snooker tables. Bell took a snap of his friend taking the first break of the day. He uploaded the snap to Facebook and thought nothing of it. However, a short while later, his mum commented on the photo wondering who the ominous black figure in the background was. Confused, Bell took a look, and indeed, there's an unknown dark figure standing in the background. Bell and his friend were the only ones in the back room at the time as the hall had only just opened for the day. Bell says there's only one door into this area and that they actually had to turn the lights on when they first arrived. They're certain that no one else was in the room at the time this photo was taken. Freaked out by the photo, the pair showed the manager the snap. The manager said that a lot of staff don't like opening or closing the building because they often feel like someone's watching them, or they catch a dark shadowy figure out the corner of their eyes. But when they look around, there's no one ever there. Some staff members have even reported hearing the toilet doors swinging and banging all on their own. Bell says the snooker hall opened back in 1984, but the building itself was an old mill dating back more than 100 years prior. There are few cities in the United Kingdom that can rival Manchester when it comes to stories of hauntings and paranormal activity. The city has a long, rich history dating back centuries, and it seems that many of the spirits who once inhabited its streets may still linger today. One of the most well-known haunted locations in Manchester is Central Library. The building is said to be home to a number of ghosts, including the spirit of a librarian who died in the 1930s. Visitors to the library have reported seeing her apparition wandering the stacks, as well as feeling an icy presence. Another famous haunting surrounds the curious tale of the Manchester Mummy. Hannah Beswick was an affluent woman who, like many of her mid-18th century contemporaries, had a pathological fear of being buried alive. At the time, premature burial was rife as there were many medical uncertainties about the final signs of death. After her passing in 1758, Hannah Beswick's body was embalmed and kept above ground in an old clock case at Dr. Charles White's home in Sale, Manchester. Eventually, her body was donated to the Museum of the Manchester Natural History Society, where she became known as the Manchester Mummy. Now, here's where things get a little spooky. Before Beswick died, she told her family that she had hidden a large sum of her fortune in a secret location. However, she died before she was able to tell anyone where exactly she had hidden her gold. After she died, her palatial estate, Birchen Bower, was converted into workers' tenements. Years later, many residents living in the converted building claimed to see a strange woman in a black silk gown wearing a white cap. They said the woman looked exactly like Hannah Beswick. The witnesses claimed that the figure would float eerily through the parlour, then vanish at one particular flagstone. It's said that this sighting would take place time and time again. Then a few months later, when renovations were taking place to install a new loom, a weaver discovered a hoard of gold stashed under the flagstone, right where Beswick's apparition would allegedly disappear. Years later, the entire building was demolished to make way for a factory, and even then, workers reported seeing a strange lady dressed in black walking through the yard. So then, there appears to be no shortage of paranormal stories lingering in the old streets of Manchester. Could our viewer, Jak Bell, have snapped his own piece of history with this eerie Shadow Man sighting? Take another look and decide for yourself. This curious little piece of footage was sent to us via email by Santos Irizarry Jr. Santos was at a function when he spotted something unusual in the distance. Take a look.
Why is this tree shaking? Shaking by itself.
You can see that just one of the trees appears to be shaking.
Don't you think they all should be shaking?
The leaves look to be flapping in the breeze.
And it's weaker than the other ones.
However, Santos notes that no other tree is shaking except for this one particular one right in the middle.
Honey, not even the tops of the trees are shaking. That's the only tree.
It's hard to say what exactly is going on here, as when the camera zooms in, it almost looks like it's distorted, so it could be a byproduct of the camera's zoom function. The strange thing is, Santos says he could see it with his own eyes at the time.
Why is this tree shaking? Shaking by itself, where no other tree is.
Because it's in the wind.
Don't you think they all should be shaking?
Strangely, another clip has surfaced showing a similar phenomenon. This one was uploaded to Instagram by Paranoid Normal.
Is it a tree?
It is a tree, but how it's disappearing behind those other trees, I do not know.
Because the other trees are blowing. The wind's not blowing.
And that one is blowing quite a bit.
Here you can see another tree waving in the breeze, all on its own.
Okay, it's in full view.
We gotta get as close as we can.
At one point, the leaves even seem to shift colour.
That is tripping me out.
I know.
Again, all the surrounding trees don't seem to be moving at all.
There it is.
So what do you think's going on in these two clips? Why are both trees waving in the breeze when the rest of them aren't? Love to hear your theories on this one in the comments section down below.
Why is this tree
When no other
shaking,
trees.
shaking by itself where no other trees.
Probably because it's
This next weird piece of footage was uploaded to Twitter by Sitio Paranormal. Shows a young woman practicing a dance in front of the camera. It's all fairly normal until this happens. Watching that again, slowed down, the cupboard door opens. Then a mysterious dark object flies out of it. If we zoom in, it's hard to tell what exactly it is, but it almost looks like a fish. Some replies to the clip suggested it could be a bird or even a rat escaping the closet, but how does a rat float through the air like this? Of course, there's also a high probability that it's all set up to garner some much sought after internet views. So where do you sit on this one? Prank or something more mysterious? And what even is that strange object? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Before we take a look at some fascinating UFO sightings that have taken place in the UK, remember to hit that subscribe button, then tickle that little bell icon there and turn on all channel notifications. That way you'll be in the loop every time we drop our scary and mysterious videos. UK residents have spotted an unidentified aerial phenomenon while out on a hike, and it's prompted discussions of aliens visiting Earth. In late September 2022, Eaga Gibbons was out walking with his kids in Thurfield Heath in Hertfordshire when he spotted something bizarre in the sky. Take a look.
Oh my god, guys, you are looking... I don't know what you're looking at, but they're UFOs. If ever there's an unidentified flying object, that's that.
Can we go that way? Can we go that way?
As dusk settled in, the family had just left a wooded area of the hiking trail when they spotted an unidentified object flying in the air.
Look at them.
Oh my god.
What is that?
Can I quickly go that way a bit?
The family can be heard questioning whether it's a shooting star, saying it couldn't possibly be a plane either.
Is that a shooting star?
No, it's not. It's going up and down. What is that?
That's not a plane.
What is that?
Whatever the object is, it darts about in the air in an erratic manner.
What on earth is that? Someone else shooting out in front of it now. There's two of them. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
At one point, the two objects appear to spin around each other.
Wow. Look at them. They're twirling. Can you see that?
Yeah. It's gone.
They've just gone into the clouds.
And the back.
I must say, it's refreshing seeing such steady camera work for a sighting like this. Normally, witnesses start flailing their cameras about like they're mixing up a batch of shake and bake.
Look at that!
Some commenters suggested it could be a plane with fireworks attached to its wings performing aerobatic maneuvers. Some companies provide this service for weddings and other large events. However, some viewers just couldn't get over how maneuverable the object is, saying it couldn't possibly just be a commercial plane.
Look at them!
Oh my god.
What is that?
Can I quickly go that way a bit?
Yeah, go where you want, mate.
I'm running over. But I'm on the golf course.
For decades, the United Kingdom has been home to hundreds of UFO and UAP sightings. One of the most notorious UFO encounters to happen on British soil occurred back in 1980. It's become known as the Rendlesham Forest incident. On December 26, 1980, at 3:15 AM, Sergeant Jim Peniston of the US Air Force was on duty at the RAF Woodbridge base in Suffolk, England, when he saw a strange light in the nearby Rendlesham Forest. Peniston and two other airmen, John Burrows and Edward Cabansag, went to investigate and saw a glowing object in the forest. The object was about 9 feet in diameter with multicolored lights on its surface. Peniston said the object was like frosted glass. He walked towards it and touched it. The object then took off into the sky at high speed. A little after 4 AM, local police were called to the scene. Their reports say they could only see lights coming from the Orford Ness Lighthouse further down the coastline. At daybreak on the 26th of December, more armed forces personnel attended the scene. They discovered a small clearing near the edge of the woods that had 3 small indentations in a triangular pattern. They also noted burn marks on nearby trees as well as broken branches. 2 nights later, on the 28th of December, Lieutenant Colonel Charles Holt visited the site with several other officers. They took radiation readings and discovered higher than normal levels in the area where the small triangular pattern had been left. The entire December 28 investigation by Lieutenant Colonel Charles Holt was recorded on tape. Some years later, the British Ministry of Defence declassified the audio document and it was released to the public. It's the early hours of the morning. Take a listen as Holt and his team come up on what they describe as a blast site.
This is after the number 1 indentation where we first got the strongest reading. Yeah, it's similar to what we got in the center. There's mainly in the center. Looks like an area here possibly. It could be a blast. It's in the center. That's hard to tell. You gotta take this my fingers about 3 here too. Up to what, 7? What? Just jumped up to what, 7/10 there. 7/10 right here in the center? Uh-huh. We found a small blast, what looks like a blasted or scrubbed up area here. We're getting very positive readings. Let's see, is that here the center? Yes, it is. This is what we would assume would be the dead center. Just picking up more as we go along the whole area here now.
Here the team discover the triangular spots on the ground.
Let me turn around and look at this tree over here now. Just a second. Watch Goose right in the tree. I can see it. Maybe give me a little sideline so I can climb the tree. Okay, off. I lost the tree. Okay, stop. Right on. Hey, this is eerie. What is the hot spots? This is strange. Here, somebody want to look at the spots in the ground? Whoops, watch your nose. We're walking all over the
Things get more and more eerie as the officers report farmyard animals making some strange noises before spotting some unidentified lights in the distance. Take a listen.
Looking directly overhead where you can see an opening in the trees plus some freshly broken pine branches on the ground underneath. Looks like someone came off about 15 to 20 feet up. Some small branches about an inch or less in diameter. Zero 148, we're hearing very strange sounds out of the farmers' barnyard animals. It's very, very active, making an awful lot of noise. Just a pigmentation. You just saw a light where? Wait, where? Right in this position here, straight ahead, in between the tree. There it is again. Watch, straight ahead off my flash right there. So there it is. Hey, I see it too. What is it? We don't know, sir. So can I get some of it? Yeah, it's a strange, small red light. Looks to be out maybe a quarter to half mile, maybe further out. I'm going to switch off it. The light is gone now. It was approximately 120 degrees from the site. Is it back again? Yes, sir. We got the flashlights in. Let's move out to the edge of the clearing so I can get a better look at it. See if you can get the star scope on it. The light's still there, and all the barnyard animals have gotten quiet now. Yeah, we're heading about 110 to 120 degrees from the site out through to the clearing now. Still getting a reading on the meter. About 2 clicks. Maybe 3 to 4 clicks, getting stronger.
In this final segment, we hear Holt and his team describe the sighting in more detail.
We're about 150 or 200 yards from the site. Everything else is just deathly calm. There is no doubt about it. There's some type of strange flashing red light ahead. It's yellow. I saw a yellow tinge in it too. Weird. It appears to be maybe moving a little bit this way. Yes, it's brighter than it has been. Yellow. It's coming this way. It is definitely coming this way. Pieces of it are shooting off. There is no doubt about it. This is weird. To the left. Yeah, definitely moving to the left. Two lights. One light to the front, okay. One light to the left. Keep the flashlights off. There's something very, very strange. Get the headset on and see if it gets any stronger. Okay. Give us a rundown. Notation that this is on a beta reading, too. It's on a beta reading? Beta okay. Still has been removed. Okay. Pieces are falling off it again. But it just moved to the right. Yeah. Off to the right. Strange. Oh, we don't want to go left. Let's approach to the edge of the woods up there. Can you want to do without lights? Let's do it carefully. Come on. Okay, we're looking at the thing. We're probably about 200 to 300 yards away. It looks like an eye winking at you. It's still moving from side to side. And when you put the star scope on it, it's sort of has a hollow center, a dark center. It's like a pupil of an eye looking at you and winking. And the flash is so bright to the starscope that it almost burns your eye. We passed the farmer's house and across into the next field. Now we have multiple sightings of up to 5 lights with a similar shape and all, but they seem to be steady now rather than a pulsating or glow with a red flash. We just crossed the creek, and we're getting what kind of readings now? Getting 3 good clicks on the meter, and we're seeing strange lights in the sky.
So what's to be made of this striking piece of evidence? Some people believe that the military personnel who reported the sighting were actually seeing lights from the Orford Ness Lighthouse. Others think they saw a meteor or some other natural phenomenon. And then there are those who believe that the Rendlesham Forest incident was an extraterrestrial event. Ultimately though, no one knows for sure what happened that December night, but it's certainly an intriguing story. The Rendlesham Forest incident is one of the most enigmatic UFO sightings in history. While there are many theories about what actually happened, the true nature of the event remains a complete mystery. Regardless of what really happened, the incident has had a long-lasting effect on those who witnessed it, and continues to fascinate people from all over the world. Now, if you want more mysterious video clips like the ones you've just watched, then check out these links right there. Also a reminder, we've got an awesome range of hoodies and tees. If you want to check it all out, hit up that merch shelf just below the player there. Otherwise, there's links in the description box below. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.